Imagine this. You wake up one morning, check your phone, and see that you've earned money while you were sleeping. No meetings, no customers, no boss. Just another notification saying your crypto balance has grown overnight. It sounds like the dream everyone has been sold online. Put your crypto here. Earn 2% every week. Your money works for you. For a while, it feels like you've discovered a secret that everyone else somehow missed. Then one day, the app stops loading. Withdrawals are temporarily paused. Support stops replying. And suddenly, the passive income you thought you owned turns into a lesson that costs thousands. So here's the question. Why do so many smart people keep falling into crypto passive income traps? And why do these platforms always seem completely trustworthy right before they collapse? Let's break it down. Because this isn't really a story about crypto. It's a story about human psychology. Most people don't actually want to get rich overnight. They just want their money to grow without constantly thinking about it. After years of working long hours, the idea of earning income while doing absolutely nothing feels incredibly attractive. That's exactly why the words passive income have become so powerful. They don't just promise money, they promise freedom. Freedom from stress, freedom from work, freedom from worrying about bills. And when something promises freedom, our brains naturally want to believe it. That's where many crypto platforms begin their sales pitch. Instead of asking you to trade or predict prices, they say something much simpler. Just deposit your coins. We'll handle everything. You earn rewards every day. No complicated decisions, no effort. Just watch the numbers go up. Sounds almost magical. But here's the first important lesson. Passive income is never truly passive. Someone, somewhere, has to create the money you're receiving. If you own shares in a business, that company earns profits. If you rent out property, a tenant pays rent. If you lend money responsibly, borrowers pay interest. Real passive income always comes from real economic activity. Money doesn't simply appear because it's sitting inside an app. And that's where many crypto platforms become dangerous. Let's imagine a small village. Everyone puts £100 into a big box. The organizer says, "Every week I'll give everyone £5. People become excited. The first week arrives. Everyone receives £5. Exactly as promised. Trust grows. People tell their friends. More money enters the box. Again, everyone gets paid. Everything looks legitimate. But here's the question nobody asks. Where is the extra money actually coming from? If the organizer isn't investing the money successfully, if no business is creating profits, if no valuable service is producing income, then those weekly payments have to come from somewhere. Usually, they're simply coming from new people joining. The system looks healthy as long as fresh money keeps arriving. Once new deposits slow down, the maths breaks. And suddenly the organizer says, "We're experiencing technical issues." You've probably heard that sentence before. This is one reason these platforms can survive for months or even years. Success creates trust. When people see others receiving payments, they assume the system must be real. Psychologists call this social proof. Our brains constantly use other people's behavior as evidence. If thousands of people trust it, it must be safe. That's normally useful. If hundreds of people line up outside a restaurant, it's probably good. If every neighbor avoids a dangerous road, you probably should too. But in investing, crowds can become dangerously wrong. Because people don't verify, they copy. Another reason these platforms become popular is something called greed mixed with fear. Not greed in the way movies describe it, a quieter version. Imagine your friend tells you they earned £800 in 3 months without doing anything. Now imagine another friend says they doubled their money. Suddenly, doing nothing feels expensive. You begin thinking, what if I'm missing out? That's fear of missing out, and it's incredibly powerful. Notice something interesting. People rarely compare themselves to billionaires. They compare themselves to friends, neighbors, people on social media. If everyone around you seems to be making easy money, staying cautious suddenly feels like falling.
Now, here's another trick. Many crypto passive income platforms pay people exactly when they expect to be paid. This creates a dangerous illusion. Your brain starts believing consistency equals safety. You think, I've received payments for 6 months, so it must be legitimate. But receiving money doesn't automatically prove a business is healthy. Imagine someone borrowing from one credit card to pay another. Payments continue. Everything looks fine until eventually there's nowhere left to borrow from. The collapse feels sudden. In reality, the problems existed from the beginning. They were simply hidden. Let's talk about something even more important: complexity. Many of these platforms explain their returns using impressive technical language, artificial intelligence, advanced trading algorithms, liquidity farming, yield optimization, decentralized strategies. To most people, those words sound intelligent. But here's something fascinating about human psychology. When we don't understand something, we often assume the person explaining it must be smarter than us. Instead of asking, does this actually make sense? We think, I probably just don't understand finance. That's exactly what scammers and even irresponsible businesses want. Confusion creates trust when it should create questions. Simple businesses are often easier to verify. Complicated promises are much harder to challenge. Now let's ask the question that really matters. Is every crypto platform a scam? No, absolutely not. Crypto itself isn't automatically good or bad. There are legitimate ways to earn rewards in the crypto ecosystem. But legitimacy doesn't remove risk. Even honest platforms can lose customer funds. Poor security, bad management, market crashes, borrowers failing to repay loans, unexpected regulations, technology failures. All of these can turn a perfectly legal platform into a disaster for investors. The important difference is this: a legitimate investment explains its risks. A dangerous platform hides them behind guaranteed rewards. Whenever you hear words like safe, guaranteed, risk-free, always profitable, your brain should immediately become more skeptical. Because in finance, higher returns almost always come with higher risk. That's not pessimism, that's reality. Think about crossing a river. One bridge is built from concrete. Another is made from cardboard painted to look like concrete. From a distance, they appear identical. The only way to know the difference is understanding what's underneath. The same is true with investments. Two apps may have beautiful websites, professional customer support, celebrity endorsements, millions of users. None of those things guarantee financial strength. Good marketing is cheap. Trustworthy financial systems are not. So, how can you protect yourself? Start by asking one simple question: where does the money actually come from? If someone struggles to answer that clearly, walk away. If returns seem unbelievably high, ask why. If risks are barely mentioned, ask why. If withdrawing money is surprisingly difficult, that's a warning sign. Never invest because someone else made money. People love sharing profits. Few people proudly announce devastating losses. Social media creates survivor bias. You mostly see the winners, not the thousands who quietly disappear after losing everything. Here's something wealthy investors understand that beginners often overlook: protecting your money is just as important as growing it. Anyone can chase high returns. Very few people consistently avoid catastrophic losses. Imagine two investors. One earns 15% every year for 20 years. Another doubles their money twice, but loses everything in year 3. Who ends up wealthier? Usually, the person who simply stayed in the game. Long-term wealth isn't built through excitement. It's built through survival. Avoiding disasters is often more valuable than finding miracles. So the next time someone promises effortless crypto income, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, Am I investing? Or am I simply hoping? Hope feels exciting. Understanding feels boring. But understanding protects wealth. Hope alone doesn't. The greatest financial opportunities rarely feel like magic. They feel slow, steady, sometimes even a little boring. And that's exactly why they last. Because real wealth isn't built on promises that sound too good to be true. It's built on patience, good decisions, and understanding where your money is actually working. The biggest trap isn't crypto itself. It's believing that money can grow forever without risk, without effort, and without asking difficult questions. The people who build lasting wealth don't chase every exciting opportunity. They learn to recognize the difference between a genuine investment and an attractive story. And in the world of money, that difference can change your entire financial future. Choose understanding over hype. Build wealth patiently. Question extraordinary promises and always know where your money is working. Remember, every investment deserves your questions before it deserves your money. Smart investors don't chase every opportunity. They choose carefully. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more lessons on money psychology, investing, and building long-term wealth. Because understanding money is one of the most valuable investments you'll ever make. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.